Land Air Water Bureau.
Good day, everyone. Thank you all for coming out. My prayers are with the family. This memorial service today is just a terrible thing. I feel numb inside. I'm barely keeping it together. Life is just so unfair. It's so tragic. It's a great loss. I mean, just a pity. For the first time in my life, I'm at a loss of words. Hey, you over there. And there. And right there. Stop crying. I told myself I wasn't gonna cry. But watching you all cry makes me cry. I can't believe this. Mr. and Mrs. SPC, Secure Party Creditor, are gone. I just can't believe it. Their lives were a superhuman expression of the ideals of the noblest aspirations of being alive. Their lives exemplify the noblest things, and in death, only now do we sincerely feel what this loss truly means. Rest in peace to the Secure Party Creditor. It blows my mind. Here it is, December 2020, and people are still falling victim to old schemes. Old scams. It's mind-blowing. Here we go. Redemption movement. Wikipedia. These facts are known. With a little bit of exploration, these things could be made aware. So we're going to get right into it. The redemption movement is a debt resistance movement and fraud scheme active primarily in the United States and Canada. Participants allege that a secret fund is created for everyone at birth and that a procedure exists to redeem or reclaim this fund to pay bills. Common redemption schemes include acceptance for value, A4V, Treasury Direct Accounts, TDA, and Secured Party Creditor Kits. Although the movement has maintained a following since the 1990s, its theories are false and meritless. 1990s? That's an old scam. That's an old scheme. How is anyone still falling victims to scams from the 90s? Who does that? Those who participate in redemption schemes, and especially those who promote them to other people, can face criminal charges and imprisonment. Several government institutions have issued warnings about the fraudulent character of redemption schemes. History. The redemption movement is an offshoot of Posse Comitatus, an American right-wing populist organization established in 1969 by leaders of the white supremacist Christian identity sect. Did you know that if you're doing secure party creditor processes, that you are supporting white supremacy? Because that's where it originated? Wow. The posse denounced income tax, debt-based currency, and debt collection as tools of Jewish control over the country. It found an audience among farmers hit by an agricultural recession during the 1970s and 1980s. One such supporter was Roger Elverick, a former North Dakota farmer who had lost his farm in a business deal. He became the national spokesman for Committee of States, a posse successor organization that engaged in open rebellion against tax authorities. Elverick sold the book, the redemption package that encouraged people to claim large refunds and information rewards from the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, and then pay their debts with sight drafts, worthless checks, issued by his own company, Common Title Bond and Trust. Elric was convicted and imprisoned for his activities, as were several of his accomplices. By the 1990s, the belief in a secret bank account had become a fixture of redemption schemes. The origin of this idea is not clear, but elements of it appeared in L.A.W vs. L.A.W, 1981, Shasta County, California. In that case, plaintiff Oris L.A.W sued Oresti L.A.W beneficiary, produced a birth certificate as evidence that the defendant controlled his estate, and served his complaint upon the IRS. The Shasta County Superior Court dismissed plaintiff L.A.W.'s case for failure to state a claim. An appeals court upheld the dismissal, agreeing that plaintiff's birth certificate did not create a charitable trust and that the case was a slam dunk frivolous complaint. Purported redemption methods. The details of redemption schemes vary, but they typically rest on the same assumptions. 1. A distinction between a living individual and a corresponding legal person or quote-unquote straw man. 2. Valuable property associated with the legal person but rightfully belonging to the individual. And 3. A supposed procedure by which the individual can claim the property to pay debts. Promoters justify these assumptions with elaborate historical tales. The most common explanation claims that the United States went bankrupt when it abandoned the gold standard in 1933 and started using its citizens as collateral so that it could borrow money. That's cute. Supposed procedures for using the non-existent strawman funds include filing a UCC financing statement or UCC3 amended statement against the strawman. What? Passing a birth certificate or other official document as if it were a bond. What? Submitting documents to the Secretary of the Treasury. What? Asserting copyright on a name. What? Paying bills with self-printed or promoter-printed checks known as bills of exchange or sight drafts. What? Charging bills to a Treasury direct account identified by a Social Security number. What? Returning bills, collection letters, and court notices with accepted for value and other language stamped or written across them. What? Reporting the funds as tax withheld via Form 1099 OID to offset tax liability. What? Corresponding with red ink. What? When participants find themselves worse off after following the procedures, they are often told that they have followed them incorrectly. Since the 90s, it's been working. Official responses. The United States government has successfully prosecuted and convicted a number of redemption scheme participants. Of course they have. The convictions include forgery, providing false information, passing fictitious financial instruments, defrauding the United States, counterfeiting, impeding administration, filing false tax returns, money laundering, and wire fraud. Aside from the risk of criminal charges, redemption processes also failed to discharge debts. To caution people away from redemption schemes, several U.S. agencies have issued warnings against them. Both the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, and the Treasury Direct website have posted statements that redemption schemes are fraudulent. The Inspector General of the Treasury, the Federal Trade Commission, and various Federal Reserve banks have warned that the Treasury and the Federal Reserve banks do not maintain draft accounts for individuals and will not honor any individual drafts. The IRS has announced that attributing tax liability to a straw man is a frivolous position that can result in a $5,000 administrative penalty, and it included the Form 1099 OID variation of the redemption scheme in its dirty dozen list of prominent tax scams every year from 2009 to 2019. The comptroller of the currency has noted that in addition to being fraudulent and ineffective, redemption schemes can be used for identity theft. Outside the U.S., the Reserve Bank of New Zealand responded to a 2017 information request by stating that birth certificates are not investment securities and that redemption processes are scams. It's going through several of these guys, naming and calling them out. We don't need to do that. That's pretty much it, brothers and sisters. Did you know that it was originated through a white supremacy organization? We need to leave this stuff alone. It's not working. It never worked. Never has. Rest in peace to the secured party creditor process. It's a sad thing. Rest in peace. Don't get mad at me. I'm just a messenger. All y'all out there selling these products, these secure party creditor processes, don't be mad at the messenger. I gotta let the people know. Stop running into burning buildings, brothers and sisters. Rest in peace to the secure party creditor.